from your friends, from your peers. And so tonight, I want to bring Jonathan McGee. Come on up here. And Jonathan, I'm going to let you kind of raise that to the height that you want it. It's not the height that I had. There you go. Jonathan is from Eldorado. He's the Eldorado High School. He is a member of the First Presbyterian Church there in Eldorado. And he is involved in that school and that church and that community in a lot of ways. And there are a lot of things I could say that might identify you. But with you and with all of our speakers, I'm going to say your identity is you are a Christ follower and you're a bold speaker of the truth. So let's hear from you.
Hi guys, I'm Jonathan McGee from Eldorado, and I'm super excited to be here. I'm also kind of nervous, so stick with me. So to begin, my testimony seems pretty straightforward. I'm a pastor's kid. So I've been kind of raised in the church since about 3 years old when my dad became a pastor. I was always brought up very much around the Bible and its teachings. I don't even remember what the first Bible verse I learned was because it was a long time ago. That's how much I've been raised around the Bible. But over the years, I've noticed that I never really seemed to get as close in a relationship with Jesus as I needed to be. I'd always known about him. I'd always known about his love for us, his sacrifice for us. But I never really felt or understood that until recently. So in the past couple years, just in high school mainly, there just started to grow in this voice in my head, it just said, you're not good enough. So my response to that was, well, I'm going to become good enough. So I became successful at a lot of different things. I did sports, I did academics, I did band and music, I did theater stuff. And eventually I was like, this is useless. Like, who am I becoming good enough for? And I realized I was just trying to impress people. And that doesn't need to be my number one priority. I realized I needed to be focusing on who I was to God. And so, starting around this past spring, this past winter, I've been going through this change where I'm reprioritizing who I'm working for. And so, when I reevaluated my priorities, I started taking things out of my life that I only did to impress people, or things that were not leading me down the right path. And from that, I've gotten more time to be able to pray and read my Bible more consistently, which has really helped me into a closer relationship with Jesus. And then this last summer, I went on several church camps. And the church camp trend where you go to church camp and everything's great and you feel so close to Jesus, and then you come back home and everything's back to normal. I've done that for many years. But this year, I was determined to make it different. I went there knowing I had to change things in my life. And I came back and I feel really changed. There were some amazing speakers at these trips. I learned so much from them, but one of the main things that stuck with me was some of the people I met on these trips. The main thing that struck me about them was just their kindness. Just simple kindness from these people. I could just feel it like radiating from them. That's what I got from them, and it impressed me, and I hung out with them like all week, and it was awesome. And they gave me great advice on career goals for my future, because I still don't know what I'm doing, and just how to express to the world your identity through Christ. And so they gave me a lot of good advice, and eventually they helped me realize this voice of you're not good enough, it's kind of right, but we don't need to be good enough because God loves us anyway, and we're his children anyway, and he wants us as a part of his plan and a part of his kingdom to come. And so I remember that every day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I don't feel good. But I don't need to feel good. I'm loved already. And that's how I get through. That's what motivates me. That's what gets me excited to be here, to speak to all of you guys. I'm so excited about sharing this now. So yeah, I mentioned a minute ago that I don't know what I'm doing for my career, but recently I've stopped stressing and started praying, and I feel so much more confident than ever right now that I will end up where I'm supposed to be. And recently, I don't know where I want to go to school yet, but I have felt called, and I've never felt a real, true calling before, but I've felt recently that as an adult, in whatever I'm doing, I need to be sharing Jesus and his love with other people. So yeah, there's so many other incredible details of all this stuff happening in my life right now. And I'm really excited to share everything that's happening with anyone who's interested. That's why I'm so excited about this right now, because you guys are interested enough to be here. So thanks for listening.
Stop stressing and start praying. I could do some of that. And next, Kaylin.